In this video, we're going to cover how to set up your InDesign file for your rack card. Okay, so in InDesign, you're going to go to Create New, and then you want to make sure that you're in Print Document. If you're in Print, InDesign will make sure that you have the right color space that you are in, CMYK, which is for print. And it will also make sure that everything is just good to go from the beginning. So you want to make sure that when you're creating documents, you create them for the space that they intended to go. So we're going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to uncheck facing pages because I want these documents just to be featured on their own. Okay, and then I'm going to go to 4 inches by 9, which is my rack card dimensions. And then I'm going to tell it 2 pages because I want the front and the back of the card. Columns and gutter, this actually will help you for layout. If you select this, InDesign will, and we'll cover this later, InDesign will create invisible, you see them, but they're invisible on your print document. InDesign will create guides for you in the form of columns and gutters, but we're not going to use that for this specific document. Margins, I'm going to set those to 1/4. And then if you have the chain link clicked, it will make all settings the same. And then we're going to go set up the bleed. So the bleed of the document, when you send a document to print, if the color goes all the way to the edges, that doesn't happen magically. You have to set up your document to do that to make sure none of your information gets cut off. So again, I want at least a 1/4 inch bleed. So I'm going to set that, and again, if your chain is locked, it will make all the settings the same. So I'm going to go to Create. So here, if I go to my Pages panel, I have the front of my card and the back of my card. If you set the facing pages, you will see them side by side, but I just liked to have it front and back. All right, so I'm going to zoom out here and show you guys a couple of things. So what you are looking at, there we go, what you're looking at here, this red line, this is your bleed. So you want to make sure that any of your important stuff is not here. You want to make sure that any of the important information is actually no longer, it doesn't extend beyond the purple line. Because this purple line, this is we set up that 1/4 inch margin, this is the margin of our page. So if we have content within this area, there will be a 1/4 inch of space around that outside border. This area, for example, if I take, say I have a background and I know that I want my card to have this black background, and I want to make sure that there's no white space around the background when it's trimmed. So you will notice my black background goes all the way to my bleed line. If I go here and I go to Preview, that's what my card actually looks like. So when my card is sent to print and it's trimmed down, this is what I will get. If you show bleed line, it will show you the bleed. So again, this little area you're seeing in here, this is my main area, and this is what extends to my bleed. So I'm going to have you guys set up all of your documents with bleeds just so that you understand how to create print-ready documents. So we're going to stop here in this video, and we'll cover some other things in the next couple of videos. So we learned how to set up your document for your rack card, we talked about margins, and we talked about bleeds.